What's going on? We are rolling on with our prep football summer series. I'm Chaz Messman, that's Jalen Fong, and joining us today is the new head coach of the Cibola Raiders, Caleb Gillespie. Caleb, first off, thank you for joining us so much. Glad to have you in here, man.
Glad to be here with you guys.
All right, you were assistant coach the past couple of seasons. Now you're taking over the head coach job. What was the guys' reaction when you told them the news?
Yeah, being an assistant coach the past couple of years has been really fun. I think the best thing was the guys' reaction when I got the job, just the excitedness, really seeing the hunger that they had. It really brought me, excitedness to be able to talk to them, getting ready to interview for the job, and they reached out and said, Coach, we really want you to have it. And so being able to come to them and let them know I got the job, to see all their reactions, really kind of motivated me and pushed me to know that this was the right fit.
Coach, what changes have you implemented as you're being a first-year head coach over the past couple of years of being an assistant?
I think one of the biggest things that I like to do is it all starts with your staff. So one of my big focuses once I got the head job was getting out on campus and getting a lot more Cibola guys involved in that. I really think that you can get guys that love football, but we want guys that really love Cibola football. So getting a lot of past alumni, teachers on campus, and really digging deep for guys that are able to not only be good coaches, but also good mentors and teachers as well. So that was one of the big things is instilling, is getting a good culture there. And the next thing is just being competitive in everything, whether it's 7-on-7s, it's weightlifting, anything that we're doing, really bring that competitive edge to the guys.
You mentioned the 7-on-7s. You guys were out at Yuma Catholic earlier this week competing against a lot of the other teams around the Imperial Valley and Yuma. But how do you feel about the way your team has progressed from the beginning of spring to where we are now?
We've made big strides in improving. We went to Central High School 2 weeks ago and then competed in 7s and saw a lot of those guys coming back at YC. When we were at Central, we definitely struggled. We had a lot of communication errors, really just trying to get into the swing of things. And so going to YC these last 2 days, we saw a big turnaround from our guys. That first day there, we competed against every one of those teams and were able to come out really successful. The thing that I think really separated us was the guys being able to challenge each other in a good way, have those hard communications and those difficult conversations and talks, and ultimately just the environment, the atmosphere, those guys were ready to play, so it was fun to watch.
How do you keep them focused on what actually matters, and that's what's the football in the fall, and thinking that, it's 7-on-7, maybe we're having some success here, but that's not real football, is it?
I think a lot of that is we're always very upfront with the guys. I think the more transparent you can be as a coaching staff, and that stems from myself all the way down to all the levels, we let them know that at the end of the day, we're not there to win 7-on-7 championships. At the end of the day, we're really trying to take some of the pieces that we learned from that, and I think also letting them know it is a time to make mistakes. Too often it gets extremely competitive, and we obviously want to score touchdowns, we want to get stops on defense, but even being able to take some of the errors we have in those 7-on-7s and take that and make that something that we can work on for the season, it really gets their mindset ready and they're ready to go.
Coach, looking at your schedule, you have a lot of familiar opponents, a couple of teams from the Valley. What does successes look like for you guys as you go into the 2024 year?
Yeah, so we have a lot of kind of repeat. I think one of the nice things is this year, last year we had a lot of away games, so it was a lot of travels. This year it'll be nice to kind of balance it out and get some more home games, not only for the guys, but also the community to be able to come out and see. I think ultimately success for us is going to be measured, just like I talked about. We really got to take it one game at a time. And so regardless of who we have on the field and the opponent, really taking a look at what we have that week and being able to go in. I think with the guys that we have this year, we're going to have a very successful season.
Obviously, you're taking it one game at a time, but is there one game on that schedule that you guys are circling right now that maybe a little bit of revenge from last year?
I think, honestly, it's a little bit of all of it. So one of the things that we talked about, and it was difficult for myself as a coach and some of the players, last year the amount of homecoming and senior nights that we were for people. And some of the guys didn't necessarily understand that, and we had to have conversations with them as coaches that you're being scheduled to this because to them it's an easy win. And so I think a lot of it's the entire season kind of getting a revenge tour, going back out there and realizing, hey, we don't want to be known for that anymore. We want to be able to go out there and compete against everybody and really show them who we are.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming in, and we obviously look forward to watching you guys get out and get after it this season on that revenge tour. And thank you all for joining us, and continue to watch us all summer long as we move along Yuma and the Imperial Valley with our Prep Football Summer Series.